Today I'm in the wonderful country of Kazakhstan. I'm in the former capital, Astana, and my first stop is going to be the Museum of Military History of Kazakhstan Armed Forces in Astana. It covers everything pretty much from 500 BC, the old Kazakh empires, right through to modern times, including the entire Soviet Republic era. So I hope you enjoy this. It's pretty cool. Here's the front entranceway. So I guess technically, in English, the translation is the Military Historic Museum of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kazakhstan. I'm at the entranceway. Look at that. Quite impressive. Exhibit 1941 to 1945. They have some pictures. 1941 to 1945 exhibit. And same here, photos from 1941 to 1945. Okay, let's go in and check it all out. Wow, this is the first room you come into. Oh my gosh, there's old paintings in here. Lots of old statues. It's beautiful. Wow. This is a 1985 Chayaka vehicle. Looks like it was made for military people. Look, it's a convertible. And they have it in here. Wow, what a beautiful car. Look at that. It kind of looks like a Mercedes. Chayaka. I wonder where it's made. I assume, obviously, Soviet Union. Was it made in Kazakhstan? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check that out. This place is loaded with paintings. Look at that. Amazing military paintings. In this part of the museum, there's no English signs. It's all in Russian, Cyrillic alphabet. But I assume this is the marine part because we have water stuff. Yeah, it sure looks like it. Old models of some old ships. Old radar. The old map of the old Soviet Union. Well, they even have an old command console here. Interesting. Old flags. Yeah, this is definitely the marine side of things. There's the weapons, military police, and a German Shepherd. Old communications units, old radios, shoulder-held rocket launcher, surveying unit. Oh, this must be the Army Corps of Engineers. I don't read Russian very good, but this is 1992. So this seems to me, it says the Kazakhstan something declaration, I think. So in 1992, when the Republic of Kazakhstan officially declared its independence, does that make sense? This seems like this is the documents. I think these are the old documents, the Declaration of their Independence. And probably this fella here is a replicant of the guy that was in charge. Now, is that the same fellow that was on the front? I'm not sure. I can't read the Russian, so I'm not sure about the name. The hero of the Soviet Union, First Minister of Defense of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Army General. So I'm assuming in. Oh, it doesn't actually give a year. It just says he was born in 1924, died in 2013. So I don't know. I guess he probably served as the defense minister before that. Doesn't really say, so I can't tell. But there's lots of pictures and information on him. I'll just walk along and see some of the old military stuff. Look at the old radios, the old telephone. Lots of pictures of the defense minister. His old sword. Oh, this is all his stuff. Ah, I see. I get it now. The old map of Kazakhstan. This is probably, yeah, these are all pictures of him, I think. Well, these are the weapons they were using, obviously, at the time. I don't think he used all these weapons, but he's all over the place in here, this guy. Wow. I'm going to make a guess here. After the Kazakhstan Republic declared its formal independence, I guess is what they say, from the Soviet Union, these are all Kazakhs that were part of the Soviet era military that ended up becoming senior officials within the Kazakh Republic. And they have monuments and they have pictures of these famous guys, which I can't pronounce their names, some of their possessions, their medals. Like this fella here, I don't know what his name is, but they have all his medals here. You can see down at the bottom. And it looks like they have his old chessboard here and his old pictures in his military uniform. Look at his old chessboard. That's a pretty cool old chessboard there. Unfortunately, there's a reflection on the glass. And some more of the old communications devices they had. Looks very similar to the old wind-up phones you used to see in the old World War II movies from the United States. This is Lieutenant General Saparov. It says 1958 to 2003, so that means, really? He was only 45 years old? Interesting. Clearly the Air Force section. Oh, some space stuff. Well, the Air Force was part of the space program, I assume. Yeah, these are, again, some more famous Kazakh Air Force personnel, generals. Some old artifacts. And more really cool paintings. There's lots of them here. And then check out this room. There's all these statues in here of all these old Kazakh warriors. So I can't read the language, so I really don't know. But I assume we're moving from the old up to late 1800s, and then there's a machine gun from like World War One. But then we have more older. Wow. Look at that. The modern stuff. One of the ladies just came to me and said I should go upstairs and look around. This is the central part of the entire museum. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to try to tilt the camera up so you can see all the floors and the dome that's in the top of the roof here. This is quite the facility. and I haven't even scratched the surface yet. So I'm going to follow the advice that the kind lady gave me, and she said go up the stairs and check out the upstairs. Okay, this is just the second floor. Oh, so a pretty huge video screen giving history. Okay, this is in Kazakh language because I can understand a little bit of it because it's a lot like Turkish. Look at that old painting. Wow. I can actually understand some of that because it's Turkish and Kazakh language is similar. Wow. Well, let's check out around here. So this looks like on the second floor a portion devoted to some very old history here. This is a painting depicting very old Kazakh military history. That is a beautiful painting. This says this is an old statue of an old warrior, Samashian warrior. I don't know if I pronounced that right, from the 2nd or 4th century BC. And there is actually some English on this stuff. So again, 4th to 2nd century BC, they say this stuff is from Samashian warriors found in the Kizlyk sanctuary. I have no idea where that is. There are definitely some old carvings here. Statues, I guess we call them. This is from southern Kazakhstan, they say from the 7th or 8th century AD. Now, how could they tell the difference? I don't know. Okay, interesting. So now we go into the hall of ancient century history. Wow, let's check that out. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh, is this the Golden Man? I remember reading about this online. There was an old find, I think in the southeast area around Almaty, where they found a bunch of old tombs with all kinds of gold in them. I wonder if that's it. I'm going to go read and see what it says and see if there's any English on this one. This is a statue of the Golden Man. It was found in 1969-1970 outside Almaty, which is the current capital. It was found by 2 Russian archaeologists. So there is English on that sign. And the Golden Man has become symbolic of the country's history to this day. So this is a replica of a warrior, is what it says. I did a quick read online. It said that the translation had said something about golden woman, actually. They thought the translation was. But it subsequently became Adam, which means man, in Turkish and Kazakh. So it's the Golden Man. Let's check out and see what else we find here. Well, kind of creepy, but these are the remains of a horse. The bones found in the burial mound in the Katan Karajaya region of East Kazakhstan. It says they think it's from the 5th to 6th century BC, found inside an old burial mound. And there's a bunch of artifacts in here that I think are from all of these burial mounds. So in the 3rd to 5th century BC, they say the people here were called the Saka. S-A-K-A is how they're pronouncing it. There is an English portion on the card. So that's a Saka warrior. So these are all artifacts they found in the burial mounds of, I guess, famous Kazakh warriors? but not Kazakh, Saka. Or if you take Kazakh, oh, I have a call coming in.